Hello friends, welcome to the Point. In this session, we are discussing about UNESCO, that is United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization. So this UNESCO, it is an important program under the United Nations. So such international bodies and programs, they are very relevant for civil service examination. So in this particular session also, we'll be discussing about UNESCO and its functioning, what are its mandates, what are its objectives, and how is India's relation with UNESCO. So all these factors we'll be discussing in detail in this session. So UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization, it is a specialized agency of United Nations. So this UNESCO, it works for the world peace. Remember, UNESCO works for world peace through global cooperation in the fields of education, science and culture. So through its programs, UNESCO strives to achieve the sustainable development goals, and UNESCO develops educational tools in order to help humanity live in a world free of intolerance and hate. So it works in preserving the cultural heritage of the world's many cultures. So we can also see that many of our historical places are being declared as an UNESCO's cultural heritage site. So in that case, UNESCO will take care of all these heritage places in our country. So in this way, UNESCO is preserving the world's cultural heritage. So it also engages in advancing scientific programs and policies as platform for cooperation and development. So UNESCO is also known for advocating the freedom of expression, and it stands up against the killing of journalists. Although officially founded as UNESCO in the year 1945, the organization had its origins in the League of Nations itself. In the Constitution of UNESCO, it came into force in the year 1946. The headquarters of UNESCO is in Paris, and UNESCO is also a member of United Nations Development Program. Currently, UNESCO has 193 members. The US, Israel and Liechtenstein, they are the members of UN, but they are not the members of UNESCO. US, Israel and Liechtenstein, they are the members of UN, but these are not the members of UNESCO. The US and Israel pulled out in the year 2019, citing bias in organization in Palestine issue. In the Palestine issue, US and Israel was being removed. So the US has pulled out of UNESCO. US had voluntarily came out of UNESCO once earlier in the year 1984 also. Again it rejoined in the year 2003. So three countries, namely Palestine, Niue and the Cook Island, they are the members of UNESCO, but they are not the members of United Nations. UNESCO, it also sponsors many programs in the field of teacher training, science, promotion of media, promotion of press freedom, regional and cultural history, cultural diversity, natural and cultural heritage, translating world literature, human rights and so on. UNESCO, it is headed by its Director General. There are cultural conventions of UNESCO. So these conventions, they have helped in protection and preservation of natural and cultural heritage of the world. So for example, Convention of Means of Prohibiting and Preventing the Illicit Traffic of cultural property. This was announced in the year 1970. This convention was made in the year 1970, and the Convention on the Protection of Underwater Cultural Heritage. So this was announced. This came into force in the year 2001. And Universal Declaration of Cultural Diversity. This also came in the year 2001. And Convention for Safeguarding the Intangible Cultural Heritage. This came into force in the year 2003. And Convention on Protection and Promotion of Diversity of Cultural Expressions. It came into force in the year 2005. So UNESCO, it is the only UN agency to have a global network. So UNESCO, it is the only United Nations agency which has a global network of national cooperating bodies, which is known as National Commission for UNESCO. Now let's study about the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So this UNESCO World Heritage Site, it is a site that is recognized by UNESCO. The sites that are recognized by UNESCO, they are called as UNESCO World Heritage Sites, as they have a distinctive cultural or a physical significance, and it is considered of outstanding value to humanity. And there are more than 1,000 heritage sites across 167 nations. UNESCO, it strives to encourage the conservation, identification and maintenance of natural and cultural heritage around the world. So this is exemplified the convention regarding the protection of the world cultural and natural heritage, which was accepted by UNESCO in the year 1972. International days observed at UNESCO. So through UNESCO, the United Nations designates specific days as occasion to mark particular events or topics in order to promote through awareness and action the objectives of the organization. So now let's discuss some of the important international days that is observed by UNESCO. So International Day of Commemoration in memory of the victims of Holocaust. So it is observed on January 27th. World Radio Day, Feb 13th. International Women's Day, March 8th. World Water Day, 22nd March. World Book and Copyright Day, 23rd April. World Press Freedom Day, 3rd May. Africa Day or Africa Week, it is observed on 25th of May. World Environment Day, it is observed on June 5th. We also know that World Environment Day is also called as Vanna Mahotsava Day. International Youth Day, it is celebrated or it is observed on August 12th. And International Day of Democracy, it is observed on September 15th. And World Teachers Day, it's celebrated on 5th of October. International Day for Tolerance, it's observed on 16th November. And World AIDS Day, it's observed on 1st December. So now let's discuss about how the relation is between UNESCO and India. So we know that India is a founding member of UNESCO. India is a founding member of UNESCO. The National Commission in India that works with UNESCO is called as Indian National Commission for Cooperation with UNESCO. The National Commission in India which works with UNESCO, it is called as INCCU. That means Indian National Commission for Cooperation with UNESCO. INCCU, this comes under the Department of Secondary and Higher Education. This comes under the Department of Secondary and Higher Education and Ministry of Human Resource Development under Government of India. So UNESCO has its presence in India from the year 1948. UNESCO has its presence in India, and currently it has 2 offices in India, and India has been continuously re-elected to the Executive Board of UNESCO from the year 1946 itself. So members are elected for 4-year terms. So the members in the UNESCO, they are elected for a term of 4 years. India makes huge contributions to the organization in the form of funds every year. A UNESCO Category 1 institute dedicated to education for peace and sustainable development, and it was established in the year 2012, and it is called as Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education for Peace and Sustainable Development. In short, it is called as MGIEP. So located in New Delhi, it is the first and only Category 1 research institute in the Asia Pacific, and it focuses on achieving the Sustainable Development Goal 4 and 7. That is towards education to foster peaceful and sustainable societies. UNESCO's most significant work in India, it relates to cultural heritage. It relates to cultural heritage of the country. UNESCO works closely with the Ministry of Culture in this regard in order to preserve the culture. So this is all about an international organization, UNESCO. See you all in the next session with some other interesting topic. Thank you.